Welcome to Martins Monday Moanings, where I moan on a Monday. Now, this past week, I learned something about myself, a little bit of self-reflection, looking at personal growth and understanding. And I realized that I'm really cynical. What a surprise. And I think I'm cynical enough to be moving social media platforms and moving my time from things like Instagram. You know, Instagram is actually a really feel-good platform. Look how good I am. Look how wonderful and happy my life is. Don't I look happy? Look at me having drinks with my friends. Yay! Such a good time. Don't you want to be happy like me on Instagram? And I think because I'm so cynical, it's not talking to me anymore, even though it's my favorite platform. And I need to be moving on to something like X, where I can be called a cow all the time. And the other element of the internet where you're spending your time perhaps away from social media is Reddit. And I'm definitely getting old and cynical enough to be on Reddit. And it's just such a cynical place full of conspiracy theories. But I just love the idea of coming across a conspiracy theory as to how Hunter Biden was connected to apartheid South Africa. You know, someone's got an angle there. Someone's going to find something and say, oh, Hunter Biden, you know, he was involved in apartheid South Africa. And I'd eat that up. I'd eat that right up. I just want to go deep dive into that and see why this person says that. I mean, of course, can't be true, right? But I'm cynical enough. And I think I've been asking myself, why are you so cynical? And I think the answer is that I don't have a house in Fresno. Like, if you have a beautiful house in Fresno in the Western Cape, in Cape Town, then that's the only way you cannot be cynical right now. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, Marco, you're in a linen shirt. You should be in a house in Fresno. And I'm like, exactly. That's my whole point. Look, I'm in a linen shirt. I'm literally wearing a linen shirt right now. I should own a house in Fresno. And with Valentine's Day coming up, who wants to go on a date with someone who doesn't have a house in Fresno? And the answer to that is people who can't go on a date with someone who has a house in Fresno. Like, if you can get a date with a guy who has a house in Fresno for Valentine's Day, guess who you're going on a date with? I'll give you a second to think about it. You don't need a second. You're going on a date with a guy who has a house in Fresno. And I've grown up in Joburg my whole life. I've never been in Cape Town around Valentine's Day. But I imagine that there's a lot more to do in Cape Town for Valentine's Day in terms of dates. Like, if you get a Valentine's Day date and you're looking for ideas on things to do, in Joburg, it's always book a restaurant, meet up, maybe pick her up, or meet at the restaurant. And then you have your date on Valentine's Day at a restaurant. And it's Valentine's Day. They're all highly booked, very busy. It's not a great date idea, rather. So I just think Cape Town's got so much more than that. And in Cape Town, you can't spend a lot of money on your date anyway. You can't be going to restaurants and stuff because you've spent 28,000 Rand on your rent for your one-bedroom or studio apartment somewhere in Cape Town. So you have no money for anything else. But you can put together like a cool story for Valentine's Day. Like, you can go buy a cheap bottle of wine from some shitty wine farm in Stellenbosch and then have a story and be like, oh yeah, I interviewed a guy on my podcast who's a marketing guy for this wine estate in Stellenbosch. And then it's like, you sound sophisticated and learned and cultured. And you know people now. And meanwhile, you've just gone for the cheapest bottle of wine you could find from Stellenbosch. So you have that angle. And you can go sit on a beach. You can pack a little picnic, get a little blanket, go sit on one of the beaches or on some of the rocky areas in Bantry Bay or Sea Point, and take your little bottle of wine, your cheap wine that you have a cool story to now. And there you are. You've got your date on Valentine's Day without having to spend a whole boatload of money. And I came across an article from Business Insider. Business Insider are doing articles on Valentine's Day. Not, oh, this is what the expected market cap for romantic gifts is going to be on Valentine's Day. No, Valentine's Day is actually the perfect time for a first date. Dating experts explain why and how to not make it awkward. First of all, Business Insider, it is a horrible idea to have a first date on Valentine's Day. What a ridiculous statement. I don't care what these relationship experts are saying. Don't have a first date on Valentine's Day. Just be alone. Just be single. Just don't do it. Valentine's Day is too big a thing. It's too big a thing. Here it says Valentine's Day isn't just for established couples. The day can set the scene for a fun first date. A therapist said, a fun first date. Valentine's Day can set the scene. Sure. Dating experts suggest keeping things light with a drink or activity like a game, bar, or arcade. A casual vibe. That's actually one good piece of advice there. Something light and casual. That's the first good piece of advice. Casual vibe can make first date expectations clear while expecting a chance for connection during a time you may otherwise spend alone. Oh, how sad. How sad is this? It's just horrible advice. Don't go on a first date on Valentine's Day. It's already February. Just don't go. Like, you're done. Don't have a date. Single. Just don't go. Unless you've gone on a few dates with someone that you're speaking to, whatever, fine. Go on a date on Valentine's Day with someone you've met and seen and everything. Don't go on a first date on Valentine's Day. Everything's so expensive. What if you don't like this person? What if they've catfished you? What if you met someone on Instagram, they look nothing like that, and now you're going on a first date and on Valentine's Day, on an expensive day? Plus, Valentine's Day is on a Wednesday. You know what I'm doing on Valentine's Day? People, hey, Marco, what you doing on Valentine's Day? I'm working. It's a Wednesday. This is Johannesburg. What do you think I'm doing? Oh, yeah, but at night you could go, at night I could go sleep. Football already takes away so much of your sleep time, watching all these late night games like Bafana's run in the AFCON. It's like, how am I going to now commit to seeing someone on a first date, according to Business Insider? That should be a great idea. And then take up my time on a Wednesday when I have to go to work on Thursday. I don't have a house in Fresno. I have to go to work. This has been an episode of Martins Monday Moanings. Good luck with the rest of your week.